What's up guys, it's Ernest and today we give you the 14 PS4 exclusives coming this 2019 and beyond. Arranged by release dates, we start with Days Gone. Just when we thought the zombie genre is literally dead, another game comes out to prove that it's not, and it keeps showing up to the latest games on the market. It even had its own HD reimagining with this year's Resident Evil 2 reboot. But as for Sony's latest exclusive, it takes the zombie genre to a whole new level. Set in a post-apocalyptic world where you play as Deacon St. John, a former outlaw who travels the barren United States with his badass motorbike. Explore the forsaken Pacific Northwest riddled with zombies called Freakers. It's also not a linear experience, and its stealth mechanics seemingly let players survive on their own terms. As a biker, upgrade and repair using scraps from the environment. Although it suffered numerous delays, the game is finally coming out this April 26.
They don't really just attack in one succinct pack. It seems like there's a couple stragglers here and there.
Yeah,
so you really have to watch every corner.
That's something that we take a lot of pride in. Like, a lot of people when they see this, they think that it's just gonna follow like a snake would. You know, it's gonna follow that same path.
But there's some down there,
and
there's some over there.
Yeah, so they spread out, and so where you
oh my god.
Where you might assume they're going to be coming from, they may have gone around a different way and could come up behind you.
And now he's using a melee weapon.
Concrete Genie. Take a look at one of the best PS4 exclusives you probably haven't seen yet. While it's an admittedly low-key title from Pixel Opus, Concrete Genie is anything but lackluster. An action-adventure game about a lone teenager with a knack for graffiti. Concrete Genie shows off a world that injects dazzling magic into this otherwise dreary reality. From what we see, it's already an artistic feat, with art styles, animations, and music that blend together into one atmospheric experience. Talking about themes of bullying and escapism through emergent puzzle gaming, Ash, its main character, goes on to solve the environmental riddles using the monsters that he draws and breathes life into. It's not exactly groundbreaking, but the game makes up for it with the utter beauty of Ash's creations that will make you keep screenshots of everything. Great for that chill puzzle solving, it comes out this spring.
It's a game about a boy who can bring his paintings to life. So all of our gameplay and our unique features are about having fun with paint and using the DualShock 4 to create amazing landscapes, but also make creatures that you can bring to life. And they have all kinds of interesting quirks and personalities and abilities depending on how you paint them. We can animate and bring to life these incredible creatures who all have their own AI and their own distinct look, and they're all completely unique to each player.
It's not just about creating artwork. It really is quite a bit more. It's about the adventure also.
MediEvil. A game all about reanimating the dead, the 1998 classic action-adventure also gets a new lease on life in this ground-up remake. Already past resurrection with its 2005 reimagining for the PlayStation Portable, this remake for the PS4 is leaps ahead in terms of graphics and gameplay. In their Halloween trailer last October 2018, Sony shows off just how much has changed between the old game and the new. With its 4K resolution support, the skeletal knight looks as good as new in his clear-as-day nighttime environments. For the uninitiated, MediEvil follows the story of the knight, Sir Dan, as he battles against an evil sorcerer 100 years after his death on the battlefield. With this story follows a slew of exciting hack-and-slash action that would put Dark Souls to shame, if Dark Souls existed in the 90s. A veritable treat for fans of the series, it's time for our inner children to return to Gallowmere once it releases sometime this year. Trover saves the universe. One half of the duo that brought us Rick and Morty, Justin Roiland, teams up with Squanch Games to bring the world a new home for absurdist adventures. And for everyone that enjoyed the series, the look and feel of this 3D virtual reality world has pretty much the same energy as the TV show, although with less bleak and mundane Earthworld and more interdimensional cosmos. Some of the series cast also lent their familiar voices to make the world feel more alive. From their demo, it looks like there'll be more irreverent jokes, fourth wall breaking, and hilarious commercials in this title too. Playing as both chair-worshipping Chairorpian and Trover, the focus of its creators has been to deliver an immersive experience whether on the VR or in traditional format, and you can be sure that there's a meta-comedic moment for that one too. With no release date yet, we'll have to wait and see what else is in store for us.
Look at all the stuff I got. Yeah, I got stuff too. Hey, what is all this stuff for? I don't know, but it's ours now. Hey, look, there's somebody we can beat up. Oh yeah, I'm gonna rumble with that person. Hey, come here. We're gonna kick your ass.
Who the hell are these guys? I guess you got a rumble. I hope you can handle this.
You're gonna wish you never ran into whoever we are. We don't know who we are. I don't know who I am, but I know. No, you killed my friend. That was my friend that you killed. We don't even know who we are, and you killed him. We didn't even get time to figure out who we are or where we came from. No.
Wild. The man behind the cult success that was Beyond Good and Evil, Michel Ansel's name has been equated with greatness, so much that anything he makes is a sure buy. But with Beyond Good and Evil's prequel of sorts already on the horizons, it looks like the long-promised Wild has been put on the back burner. Announced at Gamescom 2014 with a spectacular trailer, Ansel's Wild promised a procedurally generated survival game where we get to take control of all the animals and use them to fight against other tribes. Paired with online play in a massive open world, it was definitely an ambitious premise that got everyone hooked. Aside from a few snippets from 2 years ago, and some teasers from Ansel's Instagram, there's not really much news on the game. On the other hand, at least we know that this PS4 exclusive, though still in its early stages, is coming for us. Someday soon, we hope. Deep Down. If anyone remembers that Dark Souls-like game Capcom made, it's Deep Down. Still a working title, this adventure shares similarities to both Dragon's Dogma and Dark Souls. The game sticks to the third-person action adventure, but with a greater focus on co-op multiplayer. It's a dungeon crawling experience that enables players to roam around its medieval fantasy world, slaying monsters and unlocking secrets. It's set in the year 2094 and it tells the story of a group known as the Ravens, tasked to recover historical memories by touching ancient objects. The game's still deep in development, no pun intended, and unfortunately the release date is still a mystery.
画面の上の部分にある円の部分が残り時間ですね。魔法を使うと魔法も空中で止まります。はあはあはあ。もう時間なくなります。はい、急いでください。で時間が動くとまた。はい。
まあマルチもですね、こんな感じで今開発が進んでますんで、この先はもうあと次の機会にまた皆さんに。
Ghost of Tsushima. From the guys that gave us the award-winning Infamous series comes a brand new IP that exudes a strong Japanese machismo. Ghost of Tsushima is what Tenchu could have been in this modern time. Sucker Punch Production puts us in a sprawling open world for players to explore Tsushima Island. Set during the first Mongol invasion of Japan, players control the last samurai, Jin Sakai, master new fighting styles and achieve the way of the ghost to finally defeat the Mongolians and fight for the freedom and independence of Japan. Gameplay mainly revolves around action-adventure with a huge emphasis on stealth. Set in a third-person perspective, players roam around the world taking missions and interacting with the environment. Use the game's grappling hook feature to traverse seamlessly from point A to B. Duel with enemies and use your extensive array of Japanese medieval weapons, including katanas. It's a true samurai experience, but unfortunately no release date yet. Dreams. PlayStation 4's new playground of creativity is developed by the guys behind Little Big Planet and Tearaway. Dreams is different compared to their other entries. It offers a surreal universe for players to play and enjoy. It showcases the PlayStation 4's power of play, create, and share. It relies heavily on the community and it's up to the players to define their own version of the world. Create various worlds with different experiences, make interactive adventures, platformers, shoot-em-ups, puzzlers, and even RPGs. All it takes is just your imagination, and they are endless. Once everything is in place, share it with the community and let them enjoy your fine creation. It's Sony's version of RPG Maker. No release date yet, but hopefully it comes out soon. Erica. When it comes to interactive stories, Sony excels at it. Notable games include Supermassive's Until Dawn. This genre of gaming presents a multifaceted version of storytelling and gameplay. Some would involve players making tough choices, while others simply follow the story and listen to what the protagonists have to say. Erica is something. It follows the story of a young woman haunted by a traumatic childhood. It blurs the line between a game and interactive movie. Dive into a unique cinematic experience that throws you into a shadowy world of emotional storytelling. Use the PlayStation 4's PlayLink feature and simply use your mobile device to interact around Erica's world. Decipher the protagonist's mind and uncover the mystery behind her growing darkness. Using live-action visuals is an entertaining visual trip that comes out sometime soon. No release date yet, unfortunately. Final Fantasy VII Remake. The updates for this awaited remake were few and far between, making some of us wonder if it's gonna release at all. While developers have set the record straight November last year, no official release date has been confirmed yet. What we can look forward to, however, is a refreshed and renewed adventure with Cloud, Strife, and friends. Dubbed as the Midgar Experience, this classic installment covers their fight against the company Shinra for the world's natural powers. A JRPG masterclass, this remake is reportedly built from the ground up, letting go of the pre-rendered environments of the 1997 title for the lush graphics of today. With this came a host of problems in development, particularly in the jump towards the action RPG format, which is a far cry from their turn-based origins. An exciting new take on a beloved JRPG classic, will have to stay tuned for the next announcement. The Last of Us Part 2. Only one of Naughty Dog's many PS4 exclusive hits, The Last of Us has made many of us emotional in between the life-threatening escapades of an infected post-apocalypse. Now with a brand new sequel finally in the works, the whole world's just waiting with bated breath. Unfortunately, we're all just huffing at this point with not much details about the progress so far. From what we know though, it will revolve around a decidedly more grown-up Ellie. Creative director Neil Druckmann has said the second installment will be a tale of revenge. Who needs avenging? We're yet to find out. Druckmann has also recently hinted at a heart-wrenching scene on his Twitter account. This gets all a little worrying considering we still don't know whether or not we'll see Joel in Part 2. Promising more tears and adrenaline-pumping action, it's gonna be one hell of a new entry that sadly does not have a release date yet. Blood and Truth. If you enjoy the brutal gangster experience in PlayStation VR World's London Heist minigame, then you're gonna love this. Expanding the premise of the London Heist into a full VR title, Sony's own London studio presents us with an opportunity to take on a John Wick-like action and experience by amping the excitement of their experimental demo. Not only does London look and feel the part in Blood and Truth, shooting does too. The game attempts to simulate actual gun tactics with realistic ammunition and reloads, giving players the action movie feel. For some gamers though, this narrative VR shooter loses some of its allure when considering its lack of full locomotion. Following on the heels of Firewall Zero Hour and Bravo Team, Blood and Truth might have some difficulty competing. Still, it's a promising shooter for anyone looking for that definitively British tone. No release date yet. Star Child. First presented in 2017 Paris Games Week, this action-adventure wowed the masses with visuals that were nothing less than stunning. Reportedly a VR game from Playful Corp, the folks behind the playground platformer Lucky's Tale, Star Child keeps the spirit of their previous platforming hits in the immersive world of VR. Described by one fan as Orion meets Metroid, Star Child is a beautiful-looking narrative adventure that puts to use the powers of the VR platform. Revolving around Spectra and her companion help the stranded friends fight alien entities by controlling the world around her. Between this intriguing premise and their masterfully crafted announced trailer, it's no wonder fans were abuzz about this upcoming PlayStation exclusive. Like the other games in this list, the updates are few and far between. Thankfully, Playful CEO squashed all speculations about its cancellation. So we know it's coming, but when exactly that will be, we don't know. Before we reveal the last title, you can check out the complete list of upcoming games on our website, whatoplay.com, using the links in the top right corner and the description box below. Death Stranding. Kojima-san's latest video game after his days in Konami is something we're not exactly ready for. This brand new IP puts together Kojima's love for hard science fiction mixed with his appreciation for some great cinematic moments, packing together iconic actors such as Norman Reedus, Lea Seydoux, and Mads Mikkelsen. Together they tell a story that we honestly still have no idea about. Death Stranding takes players into the far future where a mysterious entity dominates humanity's existence. But trailer after trailer, we still have no clue what Kojima means. First we saw Norman Reedus delivering huge boxes, then we see a baby, then we see a gigantic monster with a hand for a face. We won't get any answers as of the moment, and knowing Kojima, he's just gonna keep doing that until we finally see the game come out sometime soon. Release date is still a blur. And those were the 14 upcoming PS4 exclusives. And if you love this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to become a certified What To Player. That's about it, see you next time.